up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is JT, and as you can tell by the title of this video, we are going to be reviewing Ariana Grande's 6th studio album, Positions. And without further ado, let's get into this video. To start out the album, Ariana Grande starts with her track Shut Up, and on this track she's definitely giving the critics her middle finger. Okay, she's telling all her critics to shut up, and she's letting them know that this is a new era. Y'all have speculated, y'all have criticized, and y'all have scrutinized my life to every degree, but now I want y'all to worry about yourselves. Okay, she has a line in the song where she says, how about you use your time worrying about you instead of worrying about mine? Okay, worrying about my business, mind your business, and stay out of mine. That is how she opened the album, and she definitely wanted everybody to know that this is my life. I'm living it for me, and I want everybody else to mind their business. Which is very much fitting considering how, again, most of her life has been scrutinized, picked apart, much like other celebrities. But this is moving into a new era in Miss Grande's life. She wants to be different. She wants everybody to mind their own business. Again, how you be using your time, so worried about mine. How you worried about your life, minding your business, how you using your time when you so worried about mine. Stay out my business. And she definitely opens up the album, setting the tone, let everybody know what kind of era this one is going to be. Now, this album is definitely much different because her past two albums followed a lot of personal pain that Miss Grande has been going through or has witnessed or been through in her life. Her 4th studio album followed after she was in Manchester, England, when there was a bomb that killed over 22 people were killed in this incident or this bombing, which was a terrorist attack. Definitely caused a lot of personal pain for the singer. Then her 5th studio album followed the death of her longtime boyfriend Mac Miller, and also the demise of her relationship with her then fiance Pete Davidson. So her past two albums definitely followed a lot of personal pain and a lot of struggle for the artist, and this again is moving into a new chapter in her life where she is not wanting to dwell on the past, but also be very, very, very cautious. So like I stated previously, she's definitely changing the narrative and taking control of her career and of her life. Her life has been scrutinized time and time again after public scandal and public scrutinization. But again, this album is something that she wants to be different. And you can definitely tell by the titles and also by the lyrics in this album that she's definitely in love, and she's no longer being coy about sex. And you can obviously tell that she's thriving in a new relationship, having plenty of sex, according to her and according to these songs. You can definitely tell that she's thriving and living and falling in love in her current relationship. Now, previously in her albums, you could tell that Ariana Grande wanted to be somewhat coy about sex because she's always had a targeted demographic to younger people. But now that the artist is 26, I believe she's like, whatever, I'm grown and my fans are grown too. Honestly, sex, you know, is very much a human thing. It happens, and I believe she just wanted to not be coy about it anymore. She wanted to write about it. She wanted to be very upfront and somewhat raunchy in her new songs. Things that she would let her features say for her, especially like in Side by Side, where Nicki Minaj was more raunchy than herself in the song. She wanted to, you know, previously be somewhat coy about sex, but now Miss Grande is definitely stepping up to the plate and saying everything that she needs to say on her own. Now, for instance, on her track 34 plus 35, y'all do the math. Okay, she is definitely letting y'all know that she is nasty. She be doing the nasty. She's 26 years old and she's raunchy, just like the rest of us. Well, not like the rest of us, like y'all nasties. Y'all nasties. Y'all be doing the nasty. 34 plus 35 and it up, all right? You can definitely tell that she don't care. She's upfront, she's raunchy, she's free, she's very sex positive on this album. In this album, or on this song, she states on this track titled 34 plus 35, she says, if I put it quite plainly, just give me them babies. Just give me them babies, and let's just do the nasty. But if that wasn't enough for you, in the song she also says, can you stay up all night, fuck me till the daylight? All right, and this is another line from that song. She continues on to be raunchy on another song titled Nasty and is deliciously filthy on Love Language. Y'all definitely check out this album. I'm going to give you all my personal opinions about the album when I get finished. I haven't necessarily gone through every song and picked it apart because every song definitely contributes to the overarching theme of the album. There's definitely a sense of vulnerability about the album where she wants to, remain subdued and remain protected. She doesn't want to put all of it all out there all at once in her relationship. But there's definitely a sense of vulnerability about the album, and she talks about this on the song that is titled Safety Net, that is featuring Dolla. Now, Dolla's feature is somewhat kind of an overdose of auto-tune, if you ask me. I could have done without it. I personally could have done without that. But again, we're not talking about him, we're talking about Ariana Grande. And in this song, she's definitely letting you know that she wants to feel safe in her relationships, but somewhat still vulnerable. And I could say that this song is my favorite due to the fact that it calls to her previous song on her previous album titled In My Head. There's a lyric where she says, is it real this time or is it all in my head? And if you're familiar with her previous song that's on her previous album titled In My Head, she's talking about how sometimes in a relationship where we have created an idea of someone in our head for a relationship, when they're not necessarily that, or they're not necessarily that person. Our blinders on or ignore red flags because we feel like they are who they are, but not necessarily because they're this made up version of who we want them to be in our head. And then she moves on to talk about how she hopes that she's not repeating history on her lead single Positions, and she just doesn't want to, fall in old traps to her previous relationships. We've all been there. I definitely understand. I can definitely sense the vulnerability there. I can definitely sense the caution. I can hear it. I can read it. I definitely feel it in the lyrics. But again, I didn't want to nitpick and go through every single song because I definitely wanted to leave you all the ability to go and check out and feel for the album on your own. I definitely wanted to give my own personal review of the album, but I wanted to just go through particular songs that, highlighted the overall theme of the album. Now, in conclusion, I wanted to give you all my review or my full review of the entire album as a whole. So in conclusion, I can say with all the R&B melodies, I found that the album didn't really meet its mark, almost kind of falling short. Like it almost was trying to get there but didn't ever really meet that point. Basically, I think that the album has a lot of different songs that aren't really stand out-ish. A lot of them are indistinct and they all kind of run together. Now, don't get me wrong, I felt like it was definitely a very enjoyable listen. I enjoyed listening to the album. It definitely was an easy listen. I was able to listen to it and do other things at the same time. Felt like there was definitely a stark difference between the raunchiness lyrics in some of the songs and also the very subdued and vulnerable lyrics in others. But there is definitely a difference between some of the songs. Some of them are very raunchy, some of them are very upfront in talking about sex, and some of them are more subdued and vulnerable. But again, some of them, most of them, all of them kind of just run together, and overall the album seems to me to be one long, slow jam. But also, even though this is an introduction to Miss Grande's next era or next phase in her career, I felt like it lacked that distinct touch for Ariana. I felt like it missed something. It didn't leave a, when you have a meal and something leaves a taste in your mouth. This album didn't leave anything particular for me. Now, comparing it to other albums, it's definitely more consistent than Sweetener, but again, it lacks that excitement for me. It doesn't give me that upbeat and climactic moment that I was looking for or expecting in this album. Again, it was an easy listen. I enjoyed listening to it, but I think it lacked her distinct and undeniable touch that I was craving for. So for me, it kind of fell short. And I can go further into saying that it didn't really have that standout track. There wasn't anything that just left me just, feeling like, oh my God, we got to that moment that we were just, yes. Or did it have, like in Thank You Next, that compilation of all the songs that were so good, it left you with caption worthy singles, or like caption worthy moments where you were like, ooh, that's good, ooh, that's good, ooh, that's good. Also, everything just kind of ran together. But definitely on Thank You Next had standout moments time and time again, and this album didn't really have that for me. So do you think that this is how albums are going to be these days? Do you think that the purpose of this album was something to be played in the background, something kind of melancholy and just chill, background music, if you will? Definitely don't want that to sound like shade, but do you think that that was the purpose of this album? Do you think that Ariana as an artist, she just wanted something to be completely chill and easy listen for her fans? What do you think about the album? Definitely comment down below and share your thoughts. And if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so that you can be a part of the fam. But if you haven't done this either, go ahead and hit that bell notification so that you can be notified whenever I upload a new video and you won't be late to the party, all right? But thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.